Imagine this. One simple routine, validated by science, with the power to reduce the risk of dangerous falls by more than 70% and increase your strength by nearly 90%. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But this isn't a promise from a fitness commercial or a quick fix fad. It comes directly from groundbreaking research conducted at the University of Copenhagen, involving over 8,000 participants. This study didn't just suggest improvements, it delivered hard numbers that could redefine what we believe about aging and physical independence. Here's the most shocking part. The routine was not only more effective than traditional walking, it also required 40% less time. Imagine doing less but gaining more. Participants showed improvements across every single health marker measured. Better blood pressure control, reduced joint pain, stronger muscles, faster reaction times, and overall greater resilience. And to leave no doubt, the researchers repeated the study, confirming the same extraordinary results again. This isn't luck, it's science. What makes this discovery even more fascinating is that the most effective exercise within the program wasn't complicated. It didn't involve heavy weights, fancy machines, or hours in the gym. Instead, it was something simple, accessible to nearly anyone, yet powerful enough to trigger what scientists call cellular rejuvenation pathways. These are the very processes inside our bodies that repair, rebuild, and keep us younger at the cellular level. In other words, this routine is not just about moving better today, it's about slowing down the clock inside your body. And before we dive deeper into each of the 5 top exercises from this program, I want you to do something with me. Type the number 1 in the comments if you believe it's possible to get stronger as you age, even after 60, 70, or 80. I'll be reading your answers, and trust me, it's going to be inspiring for everyone watching to see how many of us believe in the power of change at any stage of life. And don't forget, like this video, share it with someone who needs this motivation, and stay with me until the very end. Because at the conclusion of today's video, I have a message that could completely shift the way you see your own potential. Now, let's begin by revealing the first of these powerful movements. We'll start with exercise number 5, the wall push-up with pause, a surprisingly effective movement that builds functional strength for everyday life. We now begin with the first movement in this sequence, exercise number 5, the wall push-up with pause. At first glance, it may seem almost too simple, but simplicity here is deceiving. This variation of the push-up isn't about flashy motions or brute strength. It's about building functional power, the kind of strength you use every single day. Think about pushing a door, rising from a chair, or steadying yourself after slipping. These are the actions that keep us independent, and this exercise directly strengthens the muscles responsible for them. The secret lies in how it's performed. To begin, stand facing a wall at arm's length, place your palms flat at shoulder height, and position your feet slightly back. Slowly lower your chest toward the wall, keeping your body straight as if it were a plank. Then comes the crucial part, the pause. At the point closest to the wall, hold for 3 to 5 seconds. This pause increases what scientists call time under tension, the exact factor that stimulates greater strength and muscle control. After holding, push yourself back with steady force, returning to the starting position without rushing. This seemingly modest adjustment, slowing down and adding a pause, makes all the difference. According to research, exercises performed in this controlled manner improve not only strength but also proprioception, the body's ability to sense movement and position in space. Why does this matter? Because proprioception is directly linked to reaction time. In fact, the study from Copenhagen showed a 23% improvement in reaction speed from this style of training. And faster reaction time can mean the difference between catching yourself during a stumble and suffering a dangerous fall. The beauty of the wall push-up with pause is its adaptability. Beginners can start close to the wall with feet near the base, reducing resistance. As strength improves, simply step back to increase the angle and difficulty. Those who want an even greater challenge can progress by performing the same motion against a countertop, then eventually a sturdy table, gradually building toward traditional floor push-ups if desired. This single movement not only develops functional upper body strength, but also trains the nervous system to respond quicker and steadier. And remember, the goal isn't perfection from day one, it's consistency, building resilience one pause at a time. With that foundation in place, let's move to exercise number 4, a seated movement that strengthens the legs, improves walking speed, and restores the ability to climb stairs with confidence. Now that we've strengthened the upper body with the wall push-up, it's time to focus on one of the most important areas for mobility and independence: the legs. Exercise number 4 is the seated leg raise with resistance, a deceptively simple movement that has a profound impact on everyday function. Why is this so important? Because one of the strongest predictors of healthy aging is walking speed. The faster and more controlled your stride, the more likely you are to maintain independence, avoid falls, and enjoy a longer, more active life. The seated leg raise directly targets the muscles responsible for lifting and stabilizing your legs, which are critical for walking, climbing stairs, and even just rising from a chair. Performed correctly, it doesn't just make your legs stronger, it improves balance, stability, and coordination. Even better, because it's done from a seated position, it's safe and accessible for nearly everyone, regardless of fitness level. Here's how to do it. Sit tall in a sturdy chair, making sure your back is firmly supported by the backrest. Place your feet flat on the ground and keep your hands resting lightly on the sides of the chair for stability. From this position, slowly extend one leg straight out in front of you until it is parallel to the floor. Hold it there for a moment, just 2 or 3 seconds, before lowering it back down with control. Then switch to the other leg. The key is to move slowly, resisting the urge to swing or drop the leg. This controlled motion ensures the muscles are fully engaged. As you progress, you can add resistance to stimulate greater adaptation. Start with ankle weights or a resistance band looped around your legs. These small increases in challenge keep the muscles adapting and prevent plateaus. Another hidden benefit of this exercise is its unilateral nature, working one side at a time. This helps correct imbalances between the left and right sides of the body, something that often develops unnoticed as we age. Correcting these imbalances not only improves movement efficiency but also reduces the risk of overuse injuries. The seated leg raise may not look dramatic, but the science behind it is powerful. By improving walking speed and stair climbing ability, it directly supports independence, the very essence of healthy aging. And speaking of independence, the next exercise targets an often overlooked set of muscles that play a critical role not only in balance but also in circulation. Let's move to exercise number 3, the heel raise with balance challenge. After building strength in the thighs with a seated leg raise, we now turn our attention to a muscle group that is often underestimated but absolutely essential for healthy aging: the calves. Exercise number 3, the heel raise with balance challenge, goes far beyond simply strengthening the lower legs. It directly impacts circulation, stability, and even brain health. The calves are sometimes called the peripheral heart because of their vital role in pumping blood back toward the upper body. Every time you flex and extend these muscles, you're assisting your circulatory system, reducing swelling in the legs, and promoting better oxygen delivery to the brain. Strong calves don't just help you walk farther, they also help keep your mind sharp. And when paired with balance training, the benefits become even more powerful. Here's how to perform the exercise. Stand tall, feet about hip-width apart, near a wall or sturdy chair for light support if needed. Slowly lift your heels off the ground, rising onto the balls of your feet. Hold the top position for a brief pause, 2 to 3 seconds, before lowering your heels back to the floor with complete control. This slow descent, known as the eccentric phase, is just as important as the lift itself. To add the balance challenge, try holding the top position a little longer, 5 to 10 seconds, without gripping the wall. As you gain confidence, experiment with closing your eyes while maintaining balance at the top. This stimulates the vestibular system, the body's internal balance mechanism. Training this system is crucial because it teaches your body to recover quickly if you stumble, reducing the likelihood of dangerous falls. The heel raise with balance challenge provides a double benefit: stronger muscles to support mobility and a more responsive nervous system to protect you in moments of instability. Over time, this practice improves circulation, coordination, and confidence in every step you take. Now that we've activated the calves and challenged our balance, it's time to move to one of the most fundamental movements of all. Exercise number 2 focuses on the action that defines independence: sitting down and standing back up. Let's explore the modified chair squat. Now that we've strengthened balance and circulation with the heel raise, it's time to tackle the movement that may be the single most important for maintaining independence: sitting down and standing back up. Exercise number 2, the modified chair squat, mimics this essential daily action and transforms it into one of the most powerful tools for aging well. Why is this movement so critical? Because it develops not only strength but also power, the ability to generate force quickly. Research shows that power is even more important than pure strength when it comes to preventing falls. When you trip, your body doesn't have minutes to react, it has seconds. The modified chair squat trains your muscles and your nervous system to respond with speed and precision, giving you the tools to recover from unexpected challenges. Here's how to do it safely and effectively. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest or hold them lightly in front of you for balance. Now, instead of leaning forward and using momentum, hinge at the hips, keeping your back straight and chest lifted, and slowly push yourself up to a standing position. Once fully upright, pause for a moment, then lower yourself back down with control, gently touching the chair before standing again. This exercise reinforces proper movement patterns, teaching the body to rely on the hips and legs rather than stressing the lower back. Over time, it not only strengthens the quads, glutes, and core but also sharpens the brain's motor cortex. In fact, studies show that repetitive sit-to-stand training activates areas of the brain responsible for motor control, improving coordination, and even walking speed. To progress, you can increase the challenge by reducing assistance, using a lower chair, keeping your arms crossed, or performing the motion slightly faster to train power. For those seeking more intensity, try pausing halfway during the descent, forcing your muscles to resist gravity even longer. The modified chair squat represents more than just an exercise, it symbolizes independence. The ability to rise from a chair without help is directly linked to longevity and quality of life. And once this foundation is secure, we're ready to introduce the exercise that researchers identified as the most complete of them all. Next, we'll discover the bird dog and its powerful progressions. After mastering the modified chair squat, we arrive at what many researchers consider the single most complete exercise for healthy aging: the bird dog. This movement may appear gentle at first, but don't be fooled. It is a powerhouse that integrates strength, balance, coordination, and even cognitive health all at once. It is no exaggeration to say that if you could only choose one exercise to support independence and vitality as you age, the bird dog would be it. The reason is simple. It trains the body and the brain together. When you extend one arm forward and the opposite leg backward, you're not only activating your core and stabilizing muscles, you're also stimulating what scientists call crossed neural pathways. This unique activation strengthens the communication between the two hemispheres of the brain, sharpening coordination and supporting cognitive resilience. In other words, the bird dog doesn't just help you move better, it helps you think and react better too. Here's how to perform it. Begin on all fours, with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Slowly extend your right arm forward while stretching your left leg straight back, keeping both parallel to the floor. Hold the position for 3 to 5 seconds, engaging your core and maintaining balance, before returning to the starting point and switching sides. The key is control, moving slowly, without wobbling, and focusing on stability throughout the spine. As you progress, there are several ways to make this exercise more challenging and effective. You can increase the hold time, add small pulsing motions at the extended position, or even close your eyes briefly to amplify the balance demand. Each variation enhances neural activation, builds core endurance, and deepens the connection between body and mind. The benefits are remarkable. Studies show that consistent practice of the bird dog leads to measurable improvements in core strength, reductions in back pain, and even increases in bone density. For older adults, these gains translate directly into better posture, fewer aches, and greater confidence in daily movement. The bird dog is the crown jewel of this program, uniting body, mind, and balance in one deceptively simple exercise. But why does this and the other movements we've discussed work so well? To answer that, we need to look deeper into the science behind them.